Good morning. It's Matthew from Dead to Rights. This is video number 2, so we're gonna try to keep on this thing now. Something about me is I'm not usually too good about keeping up with things and really sticking with things. So we'll see. I really do want to try to maintain this. So that's kind of why I'm just gonna do this on my drives because it is the best time for me that I've got nothing else to do, right? Me, except for focus on driving, of course. I should probably do that. But to be honest, this probably helps me not focus on people on the road so much, who are doing things that are stupid, like running red lights. This morning, I kind of wanted to talk about technology. It is a part of life, part of everyday life. But being a new father, it's a little bit crazy. Um, I have watched my son, who we don't sit a tablet in front of him. I mean, he's a few months old. We don't we don't put him in front of a TV. If we have a TV on, we turn him away from it so that he's not sitting there looking at the screen. But I have been pretty amazed. Not amazed. It's more scary than anything. The TV just being on. I mean, nothing playing. It's a Roku, so it's you leave it on for a little while and then it pops up with the Roku City screen that kind of slowly scrolls by, but it's not like it's very engaging. It's a lot of bright colors, so maybe that's something. But it's the same thing with my phone. If my phone screen is even just on, my son, he is immediately drawn to that thing. And it's really, before I had my child, I already was a little bit anti technology for kids. I don't want my child listening to children's music or watching children's content. I think that it's a bad idea. But I am realizing more and more that these things are designed and engineered to capture your mind. I mean, he's a few months old. He can't understand a word. He hardly knows what anything is, and yet he is just intently focused. I mean, he can be upset, crying, and he looks at the TV and he stops. And I understand why parents put it in front of their children. It might seem like an easy solution to get out of your child being restless or crying. But I'm telling you, I think that this stuff is bad for kids. And I know studies are increasingly showing that that's the case. These technologies and things are really bad, but it is only getting worse, right? With the AI stuff coming on, and I'm sure I'll talk about AI because it's one of the most, it is one of the biggest topics in the world right now. And it's insane what they're doing with these things and the things that they are promoting with artificial intelligence. And it's not intelligence. It's not human intelligence. It's nowhere even close to human intelligence. But it is learning, in a sense, what you were like. And if you put your child in front of that, the first few years of your child's life are the most formative of their life. It that works a lot on who they will become as a person, what they're going to enjoy, what they're going to be passionate about, what they're going to tolerate, their personality. All kinds of traits in their life is going to be determined were formed in these first few years. And I really think, and I haven't looked in studies, I don't think it's a far stretch to say that these technologies are driving childishness, perpetual childishness. I think that that's been the case for a long time, is that we have lived in a society that has encouraged children to remain children and not to grow up. But I think it's getting worse because it's learning what you like and it just continues to promote that. Now, how does a child grow? A child grows by watching people who are older than that child. It watches adults. It hears speech. It watches an adult move and interact with other people, and it learns social cues from adults. They might be encouraged to crawl or to walk from other children who are older than them. But if you sit down and you simply give to your child day in and day out all the things that just interest your child in that moment of their development, they're going to be hindered in their development. They're not going to be able to grow as quickly or as formidably as another child would who doesn't have those technologies in their life. Here's a principle that I have been instilling in my child right now. He doesn't understand a word I'm saying, most likely, but I think that it's important that my way of speaking and my way of approaching his life is one that is helpful to him, that's going to promote a healthy adult one day, because that's the goal. My goal is not that I would have my child remain a child and be a happy child, but that my son will become a man. If my son becomes a man, then I'm successful. And I have to show him consistently what that looks like, both out of my own life and through my teaching. So, so I have been watching him as he started to try to crawl. He's gotten where he's rolling over, and it's super exciting. I love watching my son learn and grow. And I'm encouraged by the fact that my wife has told me in recent days that it's actually scientifically proven that fathers are supposed to be the fun ones, which I find that pretty fun myself. I think that is awesome. That my job with my son is to be an exciting and fun encourager in his life. That I get to spur him on to greater things, but it's also that I get to be one who challenges him. And my wife, when he rolls over and he gets frustrated and he starts whining, my wife is the first one to say, "Go pick him up. Go pick him up. He's crying." And I'm sitting there going, "It's okay. It's okay. This is what life is. This is how you learn. Because how do you learn to crawl? How do you learn to roll over except with effort? This is all of life. How did I learn to be good at my job but through effort? Did I start out where I am now, working and saying, "Oh, I know everything. Everything is easy to me. I make no mistakes in my job. I have nothing to learn. I'm capable of everything right off the bat. And there's no difficulty for me." No. No, that's not how I learn. I learn through trials in my job, in my life, in my marriage. You know what that helps you to do? It helps you to persevere in life. It helps you to say, I have things I need to work on to be a better employee. Now, some people may say, Well, life isn't about that. Well, it kind of is. You kind of have to work. You've got to make money. You've got to support yourself. I don't want to hear from anyone that they think that life should be all about your own ease and you getting to do whatever you want all the time. That's not what being an adult is. That's not what being a man is. Being a man is learning how to give of yourself for the benefit of other people. It just is. You can debate me all you want, but I'm going to debate you right back that the purpose of a man is not for himself to gratify himself, but for him to gratify other people through his own labor. So, when my son is rolling over, I don't want life to be easy for him. I don't, as a father. Now, it's kind of like you're warring between two worlds, right? I don't want my son's life to be hard. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want it to be unnecessarily hard. But life is hard. Life is really hard. And I don't want to make his life more difficult by my refusal to let him walk or crawl or roll through difficulty. If he rolls over and starts crying or whining, I don't want to immediately grab him and roll him back over and say, "Oh, you're okay. You're okay. You're okay. Dad's here." I'm also not going to leave him there for 20 minutes, right? I'm not going to leave him there forever and say, "Oh, you rolled over. Now you got to deal with it." No, I'm going to be a father. I'm going to be a father who cares for him and says, let me do what's best for you." And I have to think about that every day. When I get home from work and I'm tired and he wants to play, I have to really think sometimes. How do I need to live right now for the benefit of my son and not for my own benefit? I don't need to take a nap right after work. I need to take time to engage with my son so that he can see what a man is. And sometimes it's not just my son. Sometimes it's your wife. Sometimes it's saying, sorry, somebody's flashing their lights like crazy. Anyways, it's not always it's not always about doing what's for me. Sometimes it's about my wife. My wife needs help. She's been with my son all day. And so for me, it's going to be, well, hey, maybe I need to put the dishes up. I know I'm tired. I know I want to go take a shower right now. But maybe I need to stop and come in and ask my wife, hey, what would be most helpful to you right now? But I've just been thinking about technology, and I think that there's a lot of danger to this stuff, especially for children. And my encouragement to everyone is that you err on the side of caution with this stuff because it is watching my son, it is something that it draws him in like nothing I have ever seen. And I'm not saying it scares me, but it is something that I need to be wary of as a parent, as a father. This stuff can capture my son and lead him in a direction that I don't want him to go in. And it can do so very quickly without my say if I don't pay any attention to it. So that's gonna be it for this one. Um, we'll try to do another one today maybe, and we'll see how this keeps going. All right, see you guys later.